OMG Nation, in today's episode, it's going to be an oil change on my 2006 Harley Davidson Fat Boy, the Blue Ghost, brother. The only issue, I'm headed to a friend's house. He's changed oil multiple times on multiple different bikes, and he's going to kind of walk me through it. I have the Harley Davidson manual spec sheet and a torque wrench. The only issue, the Blue Ghost, the battery's dead. So I've got it on charge right here. You see, right here, and I believe there's a code up here. A solid red light means battery is charging. So I put it on 15 minutes. I've got about 13 minutes left. After that, I'm going to give it a crank and then go put all my stuff up real quick and head out. Okay, that was a little bit more than 15 minutes. That was probably almost 2.5 hours, but it's ready to go. Now it's time to get the oil changed.
Derby. Behind it, they also call it a clutch inspection cover. Behind that is your clutch. This is your primary adjustment. Your chain, you can adjust your primary chain there. They did away with that in about 2006. I mean, not 6, 7, or 8 in this model.
You always go in a star pattern like that?
I do, just because I like to relieve the stress on a cover like that. You'll put it back on the same way, and you'll take the pressure off here and here, here, and then here, and then here. Because if you take it off here, here, then you can put a strain into that half of the cover, and you never know what will happen. I should be getting this drained. You always have to crack this before you start draining, because it will. It's like, you can pick up and your plug is right there, right here. Can you see it? Well, that's interesting. It should be right there. Interesting. Now, figure out what size it is. This is right here. This makes it very challenging. I get it. Bigger than that. Okay. Of course, it doesn't say on the drawing.
Yeah, it didn't say. It just says remove the plug.
It says remove the Torx, yeah. Did you hand me that mirror that's on the floor over there? Not that big.
So you can see the drain plug in the mirror. That's what we're trying to get to.
It's a Torx. I'll give you the size during the section. There we go. Yeah, bingo. It should be 30. Just like that.
All right.
It gets pretty tight with these things, and they don't need to. Learning another lesson. Put this up on blocks before we do this next time.
Yeah.
Who's that? You don't need that. You want to examine the fluid as it comes out, look for chunks and pieces and that kind of stuff.
That's what I was just looking to see.
I don't see your drain plug. It'll have a magnet in it. And you'll see that's all filings on there.
Yeah.
But it's like paste, so no problem. You're going to get a lot of that in here because it's a chain and a gear. They're just rubbing on each other. That's the nice thing about this version and age of engine. See, it has the big primary case on it, so it holds all the lube you need. That's your gasket, which I always recommend you clean nicely. And the dealer will always tell you they need to replace it. Let's see, the one in my bike has got 86,000 miles on it. Everything replaced, just closed.
Thing looks good.
But if you've never been in here, here's your clutch. And with your clutch pack, that's the retainer, that's the spring. And this model this year, unlike the hydraulic clutches, this is your adjuster. You loosen this lock nut, you have should be I don't know what size it is, I'd have to get in there, but it's a screwdriver. Put it in there, unlock that, and you can turn it down. The adjustments in there, how you turn it, you feel it, and back it off, and then lock it. But not necessary unless you're feeling something.
Yeah, I'm not feeling so weird.
Just a little bit on, huh?
Just a little bit of thread lock.
This mix.
To keep it safe from the Harley shake.
Pounds or inches?
It says inch pounds.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That ain't much. Snugness, I would accept. Spill.
So 26 ounces of primary lube. What is this? This is a what?
Gear lube. It's a 75 80, 75 W80, 4GL, GL4, GL3, GL1. Gear lubes, the reason I use gear lube, this primary lube, one, I've had good success with it, and as you know, the drill team worked pretty hard on these.
Right.
So I use good lube. This is good. It's a lot of racers use it, but engine oil is designed to keep surfaces, rubbing surfaces from gouging, right? Mm-hmm. But in gears, we have a lot of meshing. So you get what they call shear. One gear pressing another gear shears on the oil rather than rubbing on it. It shears it. So these have a higher shear factor than oil. Engine oil is good, and Harley uses their Sin 3 in all three holes. But I recommend a gear lube in your primary and your transmission. Where did my cup go? I had down here just a second ago. Ouch. Oh, I'm sorry to get this bottle now. You got 26 ounces, right?
That's correct.
So we'll get a metered cup. Pretty color in it.
Yeah.
As you can see, it doesn't quite look like motor oil, does it? Mm-hmm. I mean, it can be discarded with your used motor oil, no problem. It is an oil. It has a much higher shear factor. It's much better for gear applications. Remember to put your drain plug in.
That's important.
Believe me, it has been done by many without the drain plug.
Are you including yourself in that?
Oh yeah, then you have to drain it all out and start over again because
You don't know how much went out.
you know how much you got and how much you lost.
10 more, that completes the 26.
10 more, it's 26. There's that. Now, what I like to do, I like to see the oil down in here. And you can see it. See what its level is?
Yeah.
I would actually go higher. It's the way I am, but really. Let me see this. I just get this to see why this comes up now. It's there. It's hard to see. You never get it on the camera. So it's in the permanent chain case level is acceptable when the lubricant is visible between the clutch and inner wall of the chain case. This is the chain case. I can see it there, but I would go higher. I'm going to put 2 more ounces.
Okay. I'm with you.
Can't hurt it. It really won't hurt it. I mean, you don't want to grossly overfill this thing.
I want it to do its job.
You want the chain running in the oil. So if you want to see the chain, primary chain comes around, pick up the oil, and brings it around to everybody else. I think we're seeing it better. Yep, there it is. Can you see it? Hard to see, but you can see the oil right down there.
Yep.
Okay, that's what they wanted to see, it between the clutch and the chain case. Okay, wipe this off nice and clean. Gasket toward the clutch, says so on here. Primary cover. Use it sparingly. But start with 1, snug it but don't tighten it. Same here, snug it but don't tighten it. Snug it but don't tighten it. I like getting a wheel on the hub, you know.
Yep, it's going to star pattern.
Okay, and then you
And snug, 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 and then after they're all
I
snug.
mean, don't get brutal with it, but it's got to be pretty tight. And in my lifetime, I've seen 1 cover come off. Not one I did.
Oh, is this it right here? Oh, I see it.
Right there.
Yep.
Okay. Definitely different. Oh, Softail. Let's light it right there. That's your drain plug.
Okay.
Right there where you've been scraping your frame.
Yeah. That's speed bumps right there.
Motorcycles. But anyway, okay. That's what we wanted. That should be this. But another thing you got to do is make sure you take the cap off your oil tank. Kind of like a straw. If you hold one end of it and fill it full of fluid, it doesn't want to drain.
But I said something about a manual, and one of the guys said, stand by. And then he sent me the whole PDF
Oh, that's nice.
of the manual. This is your
Really
gear and
nice.
everything. I was like, sweet.
That's really nice. I mean, they charge you over $100 for them now. So
Yeah.
I used to buy them when they were $30. I have them for all my bikes, but okay.
Looks good coming out.
Let that drain. Watch for pieces. I don't see any. That's good news. Usually they'll come out right in the first blurb. Look on here.
Now, do you run like a little bit through just a smidge to push out all the bad oil?
Nope. I mean, there are people, you can buy a whole system to get all the oil out. It's about half a cup.
But in general, it looks clean.
And I like to start these by fingers because people love to cross thread them. And it's a nightmare if you do. It's Healy coil time, and that's no fun. It's right there. Nice. We missed
All right.
oil all over the floor. See, somebody cut a slot in it with a grinder.
That's real genius right there. That one doesn't look terrible.
It's the same anyway. Looks clean.
I think we take the thread lock over here. Here it is.
We gotta get ready to figure out how to get this back on. Because it's gonna have to sit in there.
No shavings or anything weird in the oil.
Finger gently. We won't need these.
Yep.
That's what I mean. Most useless thing ever created.
Yep.
But that's it catches some of the oil, but not much of the oil. For your video, the most important thing here is to make sure that that rubber seal right there comes off. So it will stick here, and if you double seal, in other words, you leave that one on and put a new one on, you'll get a blowout. The oil will blow out all over the place.
Yeah. Load up the gasket. Thread it on hand tight.
She goes hand tight. It's just hand tight and then a 1/4 turn, and that's it. Elbow, nothing to it. Snug it. It's really not holding anything back.
So now we are to the oil.
And they're breathers. So that when you fill them, the max, like, it was a big deal with the 103s, twin cam 103s in 2014 when they put the Rushmore out. They said 4 quarts of oil, 4 quarts of oil. If you put 4 quarts of oil, you started getting oil flow out of your breather. Because there's 2 butterfly valves inside the heads here.
Right.
That are crankcase ventilation. And they would run through, if you filled them up, it would start siphoning oil out. So they told me immediately, it was an immediate tech bullet, run low, run low, run low. Most Harleys like to run a little bit below full. So we're going to put 3 in, start it, check it, and add to bring it up to 3.5. Because you got a tank here in the first place. It's another thing. You're not running a sump, you're running a tank. So unless your tank goes empty, you're never out of oil.
Right.
But you'll run hotter because the smaller volume of oil.
Checking right here, making sure nothing's leaking. Filter looks good. Check oil lights on. I appreciate you watching this episode of the 3-hole oil change on my 2006 Harley Davidson Fat Boy, the Softail. And FYI, just so you guys know, I use the Harley Davidson synthetic oil, I use the Harley Davidson filter, and as far as the transmission fluid goes, I use the Redline V-Twin transmission oil with shockproof. I also use the Redline V10 primary case oil for the primary case. And here's the thing, Harley Davidson says you can put their regular synthetic oil inside of all 3 holes. Well, I have done that occasionally, and I decided that I was switching back. And here's the thing, guys, just so you do know, we did use a torque wrench on everything. We did use and clean off all plugs. We used new O-rings and thread sealer on every single plug, even though I didn't show it on every single hole, simply because I was trying to conserve battery life. And I showed the one, I didn't think it was important to show every single one that I'm cleaning off, every single one that I replaced the O-ring on, but they were replaced on every single plug. If you have not already, please like this video. Please consider subscribing. This was not really a how-to video, but it was my first time with someone walking me through it, me putting it on video for myself. So the next time I go to change it by myself, I have my sheets, my spec sheets per the Harley Davidson manual for my bike specifically, and then I've got video reference for me to go back and watch. If you use this video and you mess up your bike, you're on your own, brother. I have nothing to do with it. Again, I appreciate you watching today's episode. Hit the like button. Please consider subscribing to the channel. And OMG Nation, keep it old school. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Stall.
So guys, if you haven't watched the footage, then that won't be.
Say bye, Hardy.
Bye, Hardy.
Oh, this is recorded, by the way.
I didn't think it wasn't recorded.
Okay. Just checking.